basic decision-making units. A firm is an organization that transforms resources into products. Firms are the primary producing units in a market economy. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes, manages, and assumes the risk of a firm, taking a new idea or a new product and turning it into a successful business. Households are the consuming units in an economy. The circular flow of economic activity shows the connection between firms and households in input and output markets. From the flowchart, it could be understood that from the business, goods and service flows to the product market, for which in return they get business income. And from the product market, the goods and service flows to the individuals, in return they get consumer spending. And from the individuals, there is a flow of land, capital, labor, and entrepreneurs. In return, there is income from resources. And from the factor market, there is flow of resources to the businesses where they get payment for resources. This is how the circular flow of economic activity works. Demand for a particular product or service represents how much people are willing to purchase at various prices. Demand is represented graphically as a downward sloping curve with price on the vertical axis and quantity on the horizontal axis. Now let's see about the determinants of household demand. The price of the product in question, the income available to the household's amount of accumulated wealth, the price of related products available to the household's taste and preferences, the household's expectations about future income, wealth, and prices. Law of demand. The law of demand states, all other factors being constant, as the price of a good or service increases, consumer demand for the good or service will decrease, and vice versa. The law of demand says that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, because the consumer's opportunity cost to acquire that good or service increases, and they must make more trade-offs to acquire the more expensive products. The law of demand states that there is a negative or inverse relationship between price and the quantity of a good demanded and its price. This means that demand curve slopes downwards. This could be observed in the adjacent graph. The demand curve. The demand curve is a graph illustrating how much of a given product a household would be willing to buy at different prices. From the table given, it can be observed that for every unit of price rise, there is a unit of reduction in the number of quantity demanded in calls. Through the graph, it can be understood the inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. As the price increases, the demand decreases. Individual consumers' demand. QDX is equal to F of Px I Py T. QDX is quantity demanded of commodity X, Px is price per unit of commodity X, I is equal to consumer's income, Py is equal to price of related commodity, T is equal to the taste of the customer. Household to market demand. Demand for a good or service can be defined for an individual household or for a group of households that make up a market. Market demand is the sum of all the quantities of a good or service demanded per period by all the households buying in the market for that good or service. Market demand function. QDX is equal to F of Px N I Py T. QDX quantity demand of commodity X, Px price per unit of commodity X, N number of consumers in the market, I consumer income, Py price of related commodity T consumer taste. Factors affecting demand curve. Change in consumer real incomes. A consumer's demand for goods and services is limited by income. Higher income level allows the consumer to purchase more products, and the opposite occurs when a decrease in real income. When the economy enters a recession and more people become unemployed, the demand for many goods and services shifts to the left. Normal goods are goods for which demand goes up when income is higher and for which demand goes down when income is lower. Inferior goods are goods for which demand falls when income rises. Substitutes are goods that can serve as replacements for one another. When the price of one increases, demand for the other goes up. Perfect substitutes are identical products. Complements are goods that go together. A decrease in the price of one results in an increase in demand for the other and vice versa. Shift of demand versus movement along a demand curve. A change in demand is not the same as a change in quantity demanded. In this example, a higher price causes lower quantity demanded. Changes in determinants of